What's the one thing people would be surprised to learn about you from a shooting $1 million listing? Josh and Heather have announced that they're leaving the show. I'm sure you saw. It's just down to you and Tracy. Who would you like to see cast on the show?
He's like, just come take a look at it. And I was like, okay. It was Charlie Puth's house, and I took a look at it.
You're bi.
What?
What was the moment that you knew that you had made it in real estate? Welcome to Real Talk. We're here in Josh Flagg's personal home in Beverly Hills, California. And it's an exciting episode because this episode we're announcing that we're coming to your media company, Estate Media.
I've just learned that.
You had no idea?
I had no idea until 5 minutes ago.
You signed my huge signing bonus check.
That was our CFO, but I would love to see a copy of it.
It was a lot of money.
Good.
I'm kidding. We're here with Josh Flagg. Josh, the minute I walked up to your Beverly Hills house, I was greeted by two glorious cars. Do you name your cars?
No, I don't name my cars.
Because it was like Josh Flagg 4, and I was like, oh, it's kind of like Bruce Wayne's.
No.
And the gay Bruce Wayne.
No,
tape.
I just, like, every time I get another one, I number the car. Just, I don't know why. I just have done that for years.
And you've always loved classic cars.
Always.
And if you were to be a classic car, what classic car would you be?
A Rolls.
A Rolls.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the two parked outside.
Yeah, not a new Rolls, but a classic Rolls.
Classic silver.
No, colors I'm open.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, how many Rolls do you own?
At the moment, 2.
So nice.
Yeah.
Can we take a spin?
Yeah, we could probably do that.
That was
probably arrange for that.
Let's get right to it. We've got a lot to get to. Josh has no idea what I'm asking him. First up, we're going to play a game called Humble Brag Flag, or we just get to know you.
Okay.
Okay, so other than your Power Broker awards, I see a lot of design and decor in your house. Do you have any prized memorabilia on one of these tables that we see here?
Memorabilia.
Memorabilia, like what's your favorite trinket on one of these tables?
Well, these are all tortoise. I love tortoise. I mean, it's illegal today. You can't sell or buy tortoise.
Okay,
kind of
let
like
me show
ivory.
you.
So I have tons of tortoise throughout the house.
Okay.
I love that. And then I have, right over there, I have some memorabilia from the Titanic, which is pretty special.
As one does.
As one does. Stuff from Thomas Edison, stuff from Abraham Lincoln.
Oh, so you have a shit ton of memorabilia.
Oh, yeah. This is like
you like history.
I love history. I love collecting. Like everything in this house there's a story behind.
You could do an entire episode just on this one table.
Well,
It's
we could
beautiful.
do that if you want.
It's beautiful. And it's all so well curated.
Thank you.
You want to buy something that has a history.
That's generally something I like, or just something that, like, whenever I go in a store, they always ask me, like, what am I in the market for? What am I coming to buy? And I say, I'll see it and I'll let you know. Like, when I see something, it means something to me, then I...
So nice. Okay, your biggest influence, who or what inspired you to get into real estate?
Oh, to get into real estate? It kind of just fell into it when I was, I want to say 17. I interned for a broker back in the day.
Who was?
His name is Bruce Nelson, and he at the time was the top broker in Beverly Hills. He drove around in a yellow Rolls Royce. The license plate was Holmby, and he was the king of real estate in his day.
He left an impression.
And I interned for him, and that's how I got into real estate.
I love that. So, also, you launched Estate Media last year. You won the Power Broker Award for Media Maverick from the Hollywood Reporter.
Yeah.
Where are you taking this? Like, are you going to be the Walt Disney of...
We're going big.
Yes?
We're going big.
What's the plan? What's the strategy?
We started with a valuation of XYZ, and it's worth 4 times more than what it started with.
Right.
And, the plan is to keep building the company, and I think that we're probably the number 1 real estate I would say media company
for sure
out there right now. There's there's nobody else in the marketplace that comes close to us.
What's one talent that you want on Estate Media that you don't have?
We pretty much have everybody there. I don't think there is anybody that we don't have, unless somebody we don't want. There's plenty of those too.
Okay, next, that was Humble Brag Flag. Next up, we're going to play Red Flags with Josh Flagg. I'm going to tell you a situation and you tell me your red flags.
Okay.
Red flags when dating.
So you want me to, bad teeth, dirty fingernails.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Red flags when putting in an offer.
Long contingency period. Long escrow.
Long escrow, long contingency. What about, okay, red flags when listing a property?
Mold.
Or just a crazy seller price?
Well, yes, unrealistic expectations and mold.
Got it. Red flags in a restaurant in Beverly Hills.
A B rating on the window.
Red flags when traveling.
Coach.
Red flags when hiring a new agent to your team.
A new licensee.
Red flags in high-rise living.
Red flags in high-rise living. Ugly lobbies.
Ugly lobbies. Red flags in Real Housewives.
You should see the one that's staying upstairs with me right now, Sonia Morgan. I'll give you a whole list of them.
Hi, Sonia. Red flags at parties.
Red flags at parties, plastic solo cups.
And red flags in negotiations. Solo cups.
I mean, there's like so many. I can give you the answer to that. There's so many.
So many red flags. Okay, next one. $1 Million Dishings. Obviously, you're very famous. You from $1 Million Listing. Let's talk a little bit about the show. How has the show changed you? You've been on for over a decade. Did it change you?
Well, it's hard to answer that because I kind of grew up on the show. I started when I was 20. You know, I've been doing this for 19 years. Well, so I don't really know a time when I wasn't on the show. I mean, right when I got into real estate, but it was only a couple of years before the show came about.
Do you feel like when people come up to you on the street, they know you from the show? Or do you feel like it's accurate?
No. Well, I don't know if they have an accurate depiction of who I really am, but they definitely come up and feel like they know me.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, it's something, I don't really play a part. I just am myself. And so, you know, people like it or they don't like it. I've been on for 20 years, so I guess something's working.
What's the one thing people would be surprised to learn about you from shooting $1 Million Listing?
When you actually get to know me, I'm pretty down to earth.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's, you know, they keep what they like. You know, like when you edit a show, you keep certain parts and certain parts you don't keep. But the more humble side, they usually don't like to keep.
Exactly. They like the Flash.
Yeah.
Josh Flagg.
Yeah.
Okay. Will you continue to do the show?
I've been doing it as long as the show's on, of course.
Well, now that Heather and Josh and Heather have announced that they're leaving the show, I'm sure you saw.
I did.
I'm sure you knew.
I did.
And it's just down to you and Tracy.
You know, I've been on since the beginning. Every year we've always talked about, oh, is this the last year I want to do it? And I've loved being on it and I would continue.
Yes. In perpetuity.
Well, I mean, nothing's in perpetuity, but we have made it longer than Law and Order, Knots Landing, Friends, Seinfeld. So
that's
we've
crazy.
Had a pretty fucking good run.
Well, how will the show evolve? Maybe you can talk about it, maybe you can't, but it's just you and Tracy. They've got to cast somebody.
Maybe it changes. Maybe it just becomes about one of us. Maybe it stays about two of us. Maybe, who knows? It could be, there's so many different things.
Who would you like to see cast on the show?
There's a lot of good, talented people. It doesn't necessarily need a third person. And if there is a third person, there's a lot of talented people. Who's to say, you know, we never know what direction the show is going. I mean, the format this year was very different from the format the year before. It's changed a lot in the last few years. So, who knows?
I would be interested to see, like, who would you want to see cast on the show, like, from a talent perspective. But Matt and Heather announced that they're leaving the show for family reasons, not because of a beef with you. Apparently the last season was very much about a beef with you.
I don't know how accurate that is.
Okay. Moving on.
I'm not sure. I'm not quite sure that's actually an accurate depiction. I don't think anybody leaves a top show at its height just to take care of family.
No, I'm sure when people
leave
a show, it's usually because they want their own show. That's my take.
That is something I've thought about as well. Maybe shopping another show.
They want their own show. They want a different format that they can control more of.
Maybe there's several things. There was definitely a lot of tension between the two of us this season, so maybe that had something to do with it.
Is Estate Media going to be on the next season?
Estate Media was on this season.
But are you going to lean into it more next season?
I don't know. It really depends what's going on in my life at the time. I don't usually use the show as a means to, you know, build other things I'm going on in my life. I really use it as a tool to show off the houses I'm selling. So it just depends what the show wants.
Got it. Moving on, let's play a little game. It's called the Agent Spelling Bee. I'm going to give you an agent's name, and you have to spell it correctly.
I'm a horrible speller, but let's try.
That's why it's funny.
Okay.
Your word is McKillen. McKillen.
This one I probably can get.
Do you need me to use it in a sentence?
No. I know Tyrone. So McKillen.
That is correct.
Okay.
Okay. Your next round, for round 2, your word is ambule. As in Cindy Ambule.
AMBUHLE.
Incorrect. It was BUEHL.
Never would have gotten that.
Okay. For your second point, Normand.
NOURMAND.
You're correct.
That's easy.
And for your final round, for all the winnings, Juliet Honan.
Okay. JULIETTE.
Correct? Honan.
HOHNEN.
That is correct.
Oh, wow. Okay. I did better than I thought. Okay.
That's a good spelling.
So, Cindy, I got it.
Okay, great. Speed round. I'm going to tell you a real estate trend, and you give me your quick take. Open floor plans.
It's not my favorite thing, but it's popular. Like, I don't usually like having a dining room and a living room in the same space. People like it, and I think that there's trends. And so the problem with that is, what do you do when that becomes not trendy anymore? It's like you're going to rebuild the house.
Right.
So I like traditional center hall floor plans that will always be timeless, but that's just me.
We're here in your new house in Beverly Hills. What did you love about this mid-century modern home?
Well, generally, I never thought I'd buy a mid-century house, but it's such a special house. This is the model home for Truesdale.
Oh wow,
this is
really?
Truesdale home number 1.
That's why you bought it.
A little bit of that. The owner called me up directly and he said, "I want you to come see my house." And I said, "I'm just about to start a project in Beverly Hills. I have a house in the flats." He's like, "Just come take a look at it." And I was like, "Okay."
Huh?
So it was Charlie Puth's house, and I took a look at it, and I was like, I really, really like this house. I don't know why. It's not my vibe, but it's like something very special about it.
It is special.
Yeah. And then I started immediately thinking about resale, what I can do to change it. And so then I just started thinking, okay, I'm going to add square footage here. I'm going to add square footage there. Blah, blah, blah. And next thing you know, I'm going to, not right now, I'm going to enjoy it for a couple of years, but in a couple of years, I'm going to then do everything I want to do to the house and then probably sell it.
But the cachet of having Truesdale home number 1, that's good for resale.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Of course.
Now I just had to figure out what to do with my other house. I saw.
Why were you in New York? Why did I see you? Are you moving to New York?
So my boyfriend and I are in New York 1 week every month. And we're in LA 3 weeks a month.
Okay.
So we have a place in New York.
You're bi.
What?
Coastal.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. Not so much. So bi-coastal, not bisexual. Last time I checked. And so yeah, then we just that particular trip I was with my dad, we were buying some property in New York. So.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. The rumors were circulating that you were buying in New York, that you were going to start a team in New York.
No, this is not to sell real estate. It was strictly buying property.
There's also a rumor going around that you are going to buy in Miami and start a team in Miami.
It's half correct. I already bought in Miami.
Uh-huh.
We have a house that we're building there, and that will go. My dad, I do stuff with my dad sometimes, and so my partners Adam Rubin and my dad and Andrew Schenfeld are going to put it on the market in February.
Okay, so you're not starting a team in Miami.
No, I've only been to Miami once.
Okay. Last thing, hold on. Let me get to my last thing.
When we bought it, my
great.
dad said, "This is interesting. I've never even been to Miami."
We've got a new media company. Do you feel like you've completely made it in real estate and you're looking towards other ventures, or?
Oh no, I'll never feel like that. I'm always pushing myself to the next level. Yeah, but that's just my nature.
What was the moment that you knew that you had made it in real estate?
Probably when I had two of the most expensive houses in the city on the market at the same time. I was just like, oh, okay, not just one but two. So I'd say probably that.
That's nice.
Yeah.
So a lot of new things in your life. Where are you going to celebrate New Year's?
New Year's, I'll be with my family in Maui.
He's very much a family guy. Okay, well, we'll have to come back and do a tour of your awesome new house.
And give me a month, everything will be ready, and then you can have a full-on tour.
Wait, how long have you lived here?
4 days.
Really?
Yeah.
You've lived here for 4 days? It's completely
there's
decorated.
This is not completely decorated. There's like art stacked up against the walls. There's books everywhere. This is just me in the middle of the night after 3 martinis putting this together.
Okay, well, the tables are done.
Thank you.
Yes, and it was beautiful. Thank you so much for joining us on Real Talk. You can catch it on Estate Media, Josh's new media platform, and we will see you next time when we do a little bit more with Josh.
Thanks.
Say bye, Josh.
Bye-bye.